crazy technical things going on, and it's all good. My name is Becky Norwood with Spotlight Publishing House. This is Eric Asbeck, and we are really celebrating today the launch of an amazing book, The Game Changers. It's volume 7, inspired by Emin. So, Eric, what was it like for you to be able to write your chapter and bring it to the world like this?
Well, I guess first of all, it was kind of cathartic to talk about some of the stuff that I went through and to frame it up. And it was also uh, I got inspired by the way people responded when they received my story, and that's so that's pretty cool. And one of the things that they suggested out of it, I talk about thriving, and they they said, well, it would be great if you could put together your rules to thrive. And so that I sat down and thought that through, and it's actually been a very clarifying experience. The whole thing has been a very clarifying experience. It's been great.
Well, your chapter was called Determined Pivots Towards Happiness and Wealth.
Yes.
And you know, it does take a determination. There is times that we can go through our lives and we even get in a pattern of being unhappy if we don't stay on top of it. And sometimes life situations get thrown in the way. So what's
Yes.
the story behind this story?
Well, um, I, I went through some bumps in the road that, leading up to a moment about 17 years ago when I was unable to walk, and I I was misdiagnosed with fractured ribs, which turned out a spinal tumor from a cancer called multiple myeloma, which is at the time was considered uncurable. These days they're whispering that maybe it would be, maybe it could be, but couldn't walk, and I, you know, I was sent to a physical therapist because they said I had fractured ribs and just needed to get back on my feet. And through a series of arduous times and some harrowing experiences, I ended up finally getting correctly diagnosed and was immediately put on bed rest and went through a period of time where I had to deal with I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I thought, how long I'm going to live. Had young sons, would I see them grow up? And, you know, um, one of the things I talk about in the book is a dear friend of mine came to visit me during that period of time. She was a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and I had helped her, and she came to visit me and supported me in going through, like, would I ever be able to walk again? Would I ever see my sons graduate college and get married and have babies?
Scary
And,
times.
like, would I be able to work? Would I financially, like all those things? I was in tears, and I had to grapple with all that stuff. Um, so yeah, I had back surgery, and then I went on to chemo, and I've been on treatments for 17 years now, various kinds. They keep kind of escalating as one thing fails and the other. But it's really given me cause to do a lot of self-development, and,
Mhm.
and there's other things that have happened, of course, along the way, because there's circumstances, and the thing that I've come to embrace is, like, it's so many years ago somebody said E plus R equals O. I don't have this in the book, but I embody it. It's like it's the event plus your response to the event
Mhm.
is what your results, your outcome would be. And um, just have to keep bringing that to mind, and, like, saying, where am I right now, and how can I make the best out of this moment?
Mhm.
I mean, I remember, you know, when I was actually when I just before, what after I'd been on bed rest for a while and had a number of things go on, I finally went to the doctor, and they said, we're going to send you up to Rochester, New York, to be evaluated for emergency back surgery. They actually said an emergency total corpectomy of the ninth thoracic
Well, that
vertebra.
sounds scary.
And I was like, what does that mean, right? And they popped me in an ambulance, and I did a 2-hour ride up there. And then I spent the evening into the late hours of the early morning on a cot in the middle of a super busy emergency room. That not cot, but one of those rolling tables that you can be on. And I was up like right next to the nurses station because it was so crowded, and they kept wheeling me from one test to another, and then after like 2 a.m. or something like that, they said, we're going to put you in the holding area, and the doctor will come in first thing in the morning, and we'll get the surgery. And then they put me in this room where there were sheets between people, but like 40 people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And then the doctor came in and he said, well, it's not urgent. We can plan it. So let's schedule a time and you can come visit me. And then that led to the back surgery. But the reason I mention it is because what sustained me during that time was staying grounded in the moment. Basically doing kind of a presence meditation that I've learned, that I taught myself, or that I came to learn. Like, I'm okay in the moment. I'm here, even though it's, things are crazy. I'm here. I'm right now. I'm lying on this cot. I'm not gonna die in this moment. I don't know what's gonna come next, but I'm getting, I can feel the breath. But it was very scary. But just that approach of what exactly is going on in this moment, how can I make the best of it? What can I do now going forward to cause what I want in my life is like the kind of fundamental thing.
Right. It is a matter of making that decision too.
It's a choice
to do. It is a choice, because we can either get stuck in the mire of it all, or we can choose to rise above it the best we can, and watch the attitude and watch everything about who we are and how we serve, because we can still serve no matter where we are with our health.
Yes.
We can still
not just the health, but any circumstance.
Yes, that's right.
How I kind of phrase it is, I can either be in survival or I can be in opportunity and possibility.
Beautiful.
And so and I know I have like in the rules to thrive. I said, one clue is I know I'm in survival if I'm in an argument with reality, like whatever is going on right now, and saying this shouldn't be this, I shouldn't be here, like whatever that, how that your mind can go there.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm in survival.
Right.
And so that's like this flag for me. It's like, okay, clear, just assess the circumstances, like where am I right now? I'm okay. Things didn't kind of work out the way they wanted. Before when we were talking before we got on, I was saying, one of the things I can do is say, it's instead of saying there's a mistake, consider that everything's an experiment. And so you do something, you think about what's going to happen, you do it, that's the experiment, and you see what the result is, and then you're like, oh, well, that didn't quite work out, or oh, cool, it did, so I'll do more of that, or that didn't work out, and like, what can I do
different
to improve what the possibility of the outcome that I want? Or maybe that's not, or that's a dry hole, just don't go there, shift and go somewhere else.
Very cool.
But that was what sustained me many times in my life.
It's beautiful, and it's a message that people need to hear. So when somebody picks up the copy of The Game Changers, this is volume 7. I've been working with Emin for a number of years in getting these books out to the world. It's pretty amazing. And I've read many, many different kinds of stories. It's been truly incredible. But this year's, just like all the others, have been fabulous. So when somebody picks up this year's copy of this book and opens the page and comes to your chapter, what do you hope they walk away with?
Keep your eye on what's most important.
Beautiful.
And see where you are, make choices in the moment that move you in that direction. You know, keep heart. The game's never over. It's really, you're the one that chooses to give up or not.
That's it. That's for sure. Very much.
Yeah. So choose to thrive. Choose to make an awesome life for yourself and those around you. Like make that a conscious, active choice, and cause your life in a direction that allows you not just to have that for yourself, but fulfill that for those around you, and to like there's something in you that like is there to contribute, and having a purpose like that is a powerful thing for energizing. It's an engine for life. So, find that and go for it, and keep your integrity about it.
And
I don't know.
and
There's a lot of things to say.
absolutely. And what did writing your chapter do for you?
Well, it was interesting because as I was having people read it, the comment that came back was, "Wow, I would really like to see a list of the what they discerned as the rules to thrive out of what I had written there." And so actually it came together pretty quickly, and I put a little 2-pager together. That if you click on the QR code at the end of the book, you can go grab that if you want. But that it caused me to clarify for myself what some of those things were, and it's been really it's been cathartic and and
Beautiful.
and focusing for me. Yeah.
That's one of the many blessings of being able to participate in a book like this. And whether you're writing a whole book of your own or even contributing a chapter, makes you go pretty deep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really
It
gonna
was
dig
fun,
in there
actually,
and
in a way.
yeah,
Actually,
really
it was yes, it was a rewarding experience.
awesome. Well,
Very rewarding.
thank you for your awesome contribution and for serving in the world in the way that you do and being a true game changer. You help other people to see the light of being able to change the world in their own special way.
I sure hope so.
Thank
Go
you.
out and make a great life.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you for this beautiful interview and for your contribution for all that you do in the world. And I look forward to maybe someday meeting you in person.
Me too. It would be
Thank,
wonderful. You're such a delight.
thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, take good care of you, and I'll make sure you get a recording of the interview.
Thank you so much, Becky.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.